Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com, and today we've got an Orient doubleheader. No, not the Triton diver that didn't hit the store shelves yet. Hopefully soon. Today I'm going to be showing you the Sun and Moon Petite. I don't like the name. I think reduced or small or mid-size would have been a smarter name. And the new version of the Esteem Open Heart, which features now hand winding and hacking. I'm not going to talk much. We'll get right on into it. Just first, a quick wrist check. I'm still wearing the same two watches, the Yachtmaster and the 1963 Seagull Chrono. Cool watch. I did change the strap on this one. I thought this strap went better with the motif of the watch. Anyway, let's head on over and check out these watches. Okay, so let's get this party started here. Before we begin, I will apologize if you hear some background noise. There's apparently some chainsawing going on not far from where I am. We can't always plan these things. So we're going to start with the Sun and Moon Petite. And I'll be honest, I think that's what most people are here to see. The Esteem is kind of like a follow-on presentation. So let's get into it. So the Sun and Moon Petite, I have it here in 3 varieties. Now, as I mentioned in the opening, I don't like the term petite because to me it kind of signifies that it's a lady's watch. I guess that's just me and my brain. Guys don't usually use the term petite, reduced, mid-size, small, anything. Petite, I don't know. But nonetheless, here it is, and I will obviously pick them up and do my thing, and then I am going to also obviously compare it to the regular Sun and Moon. So let's get it started. Okay, so I'm sure you aren't surprised. I'm going to do the detail on the blue dial. It's model number RAKA0004L10A, mouthful. It is the blue dial Sun and Moon, and the sharp eye will catch that there's a clip under the crown, meaning it is a quartz. So to get the smaller size, they went with a quartz movement. They kind of had to, because the subdials would not fit, and the movement might fit, but it's going to clutter the dial. The only way to make the arrangement, still work was to go with a quartz, and also it certainly slimmed down the watch big time. It's a KUE00 quartz movement. It's a Japanese movement. I'm not sure if it's manufactured by Orient. I believe it is. But let's get into the details of the watch itself. So it is now, ready for this one, 34.8 millimeters in diameter. So it's shy of 35. Now we're talking, this is, Timex Marlin kind of, area here. 8.7 thick, so easily going to fit under a shirt cuff. 42 on the tip to tip. So the tip to tip on this is actually the diameter of the regular Sun and Moon, pretty much. Pretty insane to think about it. The strap is, ready for this one? 17 millimeter. Not even 18. Not 16. They went with 17. I guess they're looking for like a Bambino-esque kind of thing here. So 17 millimeter strap. Stainless steel case back. Sapphire crystal, scratch resistant sapphire. Excellent. I'm glad they retained that from the original Sun and Moon. 50 meters water resistant, and that's about it for the specs of the watch. So what I would like to do here is I have my Sun and Moon right next to it. This is the auto version. Look at the difference. Look at how, tremendous. Around 7 millimeter difference in diameter from the left to the right. Automatic, no, this is the older one. This is not hand wind, but automatic and quartz in my right. So you can see major differences, major in every way, shape, and form. The only thing that's retained is kind of the look of a Sun and Moon watch. They've retained the strap. It's got the clasp on the bottom, just like you would expect from Seiko and Orient. Yes, they do it backwards. Beautiful blue strap. The price, right around $250 or so for all the ones I'm going to show you. Let's get in on the dial a little bit so we can check it out. So here now we've got a day on the left, date on the right, and the nice Sun and Moon display on the bottom. To set the watch, same as usual fare. As you rotate the time, so going through noon, the Sun and Moon is going through its rotation, and as we get into the PM hours, the moon starts to rise. As we flip around to the next day, the day and date. So watch this one and this one. We'll flip. There goes the date, and here comes the day once, the day twice, and now we're back to the next day. Push it in, and there it goes. So look at the dial work though. They retain the screws on the sun and moon display. Nice, looks good. Check out the lugs, everything else about it. It's a great looking watch. 35, again, in my opinion, it's small. It's really small, but a lot of you out there are shouting every time I show you a watch that's 42, not really 40. You're like, make them smaller, make them smaller. So here's 35. So back to my original comment. I don't know if they're manufactured for women or not. Guys will wear them. Guys have bought them. Guys do wear them. I just think the name is kind of a misnomer. Like I said, I'd rather see the term reduced. Unisex, whatever. Not petite. So this was, as I said, the 4L. And there's two other versions, as I mentioned. I'll bring up the next one here. This is, let's see. This is the 3S. It's a white dial, rose gold case. And now we've swapped out for black hands. It's the same dial, but if you will notice, as I pull in on it, the dial has a lot of texturing to it. Look at that nice texturing. And the full size did this also when you went into the different dial types. But just check it out. Oh, yeah, you can see the sapphire crystal domed a little bit. Nice effect, right? Beautiful looking. The dial work is awesome. Black hands. There's no lume on it to be found on any of these. So we'll get that out of the way now. Stainless steel case back. You can see the back. You can see some of the writing there. 5 atmospheres. Someone picked up on a recent video I did, Epson. Orient is owned or has a controlling share in the company from Seiko Epson. Yes, Epson, the printer company. They have a controlling share. Seiko does not own Orient watches. Again, kind of a misnomer. If you go high enough, they're both owned by the same people. Seiko Watch and Seiko Epson. But as far as Seiko making Orient, not true, doesn't happen. And it'll bring me up to the last one. This one's probably the coolest one. Well, I love the blue, obviously. The blue's my favorite, but this one's really cool. This is the 5A, as you can see. It is a silver case, mother of pearl dial, which generally for guys, not entirely cool, but if I can get it to shine right in the light as I rotate it, and you hear the chainsaws in the background, I hope they get nice work done over there. You can see the dial come to life, and there's a little ring of rose gold around on the outside near the chapter ring, and the rose gold dots for the hours, rose gold screws. Just a lot of little pickups there to make it look cool. I don't think I mentioned the strap on the one I showed you before. I'm sorry, as I'm looking at it. It's like this dark brown kind of color. This guy here is more of a light brown. Still that wonderful 17 millimeter size that you are going to have a heck of a time finding a replacement for. You have to go to more of the vintage sizes. We don't sell 17. I don't sell any strap in 17 because I don't sell any watch in 17. Well, except for now. Again, these are all priced around the same. They might, fluctuate a bit with the rose gold and with the mother of pearl and stuff, but right around $250. So again, I'm just going to hold up the full-size version right next to it so you can see the major difference. I guess I will, I'm going to throw one of these on the wrist and then we'll switch on over to the Esteem. So there it is on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. Obviously, it fits without a problem. Small, 42 tip to tip, very comfortable, easily going to fit wrists, down to 6 inches and under. I kind of have the strap just, loosely wrapped around, but, you'd see where I'd be, and man, there's a lot further to go on strap length if you want to keep going down in size. Actually, I'm probably not far from the top. Maybe a 7 inch wrist this might fit, or 7 1/4 at the max, and then it goes all the way down. And that's what it's made for, smaller size wrists. Is it made for women's wrists? I'm not that sure, but it's made for smaller size wrists. In contrast, here's the sun and moon that I wear. This is my personal one. It's big, yeah, but I love it. It's bold, it's beautiful. It doesn't bother me that it's, some might say it's too big for a 6 3/4. I don't think so. I think it looks awesome. I love it. It gets compliments. It's beautiful. Just pulled it out of the box to show you. Which now brings us to the Esteem. Like I said, I think most of you are here for the Sun and Moon. Hopefully you stick around for the second act. This is the Esteem second generation. You know, much like the Symphony, the Bambino, the Mako, the Ray, when they go to a second generation, what they're generally doing is updating the movement. In this case, yes, it's a Orient F6T22, I think, automatic self-winding movement that hand winds and it hacks. That means when you pull out the crown to set the time, the second hand stops. So other than that, it's pretty much the same watch. Very similar size specs, very similar dial layout styles, etc. I'll bring up a Gen 1 in a second, but first we'll do a little, let's do a little playtime with, of course, the blue one, right? So the Esteem never came in a blue. This is new for the US market. So what's new about it is the dial color. The old Esteem had a solid case back, so we've graduated to a see-through case back, which just makes sense for an open heart watch. So at least now when the rotor is out of the way, you can actually see clean through the watch, which is really cool. So it is now 41 millimeters in diameter, 12.3 thick, 47 on the tip to tip. It's a mineral crystal, exhibition case back, as I said, 22 millimeter strap, so your options are bountiful if you want to replace the strap. 50 meters water resistant. Model number, these crazy Epson model numbers, RA-AG0011L10A. And all these Esteems are priced around $180 or so. So, like I was saying in the opening, hand wind, so you can wind it like that. It hacks, so when you pull out the second hand, pull out the crown to set the time, the second hand stops. And there it goes again. So to set the time, there's no date here. You're just going to roll the watch to where you want it. You don't have to worry about AM or PM. And you push it back in and the watch starts up. On a full wind, it will run about 40 hours. So it will wind while it's on your wrist during the day. You can take it off for roughly a day and a half or so, and it will continue to run. So this one's got a nice blue dial, little polished dial, if you will. Not really sunburst. I don't see many lines on it, but is a shiny dial. Catches the light wonderfully. It's a great looking watch. Polished silver hands. There's a little bit of lume in there, and we'll do a night shot in a second. White numbers on the outside. And I believe it's a white second hand. It might be silver. I can't really tell in the light. It's very hard to tell sometimes under studio lights what color the hand is. But I'm thinking now it's silver. Let's turn out the lights so we can check out what kind of lume we've got here. So there you can see clearly, again in this not dark area, the minute and hour hands are glowing, and so are the indices around the dial 1 to 12. So you can tell time in the dark, really, I would say without much of an issue. So we have the sun and the moon in 3 colors. This blue one on the nice blue strap. Nice, right? Looks really cool. I love the blue. It comes in the traditional white. This was a very popular model in the first generation. So it's a white dial, blue hands, you can see them there. Got a little bit of lume on them again. Black numbers on the dial. Still a polished stainless steel case, black strap, signed polished buckle. And this is, I should probably give you the model number right, this is the 9S10A. And then the last one is one that I'm kind of glad they did because I think they're picking up on what is popular. This is more of a bone dial. So this is, whoops, this is a 10S, whoops, this is a 10S10A. It's an off-white kind of creamish dial, not the deep cream of the Bambino 9N. If you watch, we can hand wind it and it'll start to run. Black numbers, black hands, a little bit of lume. But it's got that aged look to it. And you can see compared to the true stark white dial, it really is different. It's got that aged look to it. Really nice looking, around the same price point. This one comes in a brown strap. I think that's definitely a smart idea. It matches the watch better with the matching stainless steel buckle. What I want to do before we throw it on the wrist is compare it to a Gen 1 real quick. So in my left hand is a DB05005W. It's a Gen 1. Doesn't hand wind. Doesn't hack, you can see. Has a solid case back, you can see. It's about 40 or 50 bucks cheaper. Something else that changed, and maybe you'll see it, the blue hands on the old one were so much nicer, in my opinion. I don't want to detract you from buying it, but look at the blue compared to the blue on the newer one. A much bolder, much more shocking blue. Other small changes, like most Gen 2s, it finds its ant, so water resist ant instead of water resist. If you can see the text on the bottom of the dial. I think it's kind of funny how they do that, but it is what it is. That's about it. Hand winds, hacks. Other than that, they're very close to being identical watches. Like from 3 feet away, I know I could easily mistake them for being the same watch. Even the color of blue. I happen to obviously like this blue a lot better, but this is blue, and if you didn't see this one, maybe you wouldn't know they were different. This was a very popular watch in my left hand, and there's probably a lot of them left. So they'll probably be available for quite some time still. Let's throw one of these on the wrist and check it out. Here we go. Did I fool you there? Not the blue one. Trying out the bone dial, if you will, or the cream off-white, whatever. I guess bone's kind of a funny name. I'm sure a lot of guys are probably laughing. The tip-to-tip is decent on it. It just looks nice. It's bold. It's got a good look. And, much akin to a pilot's watch, the lack of a bezel just makes the watch appear a lot bigger than it really is. So, it's 41 or so millimeters in diameter. It probably wears larger than that. Only 47 on the tip-to-tip, but it just looks bigger. When you look at the tip-to-tip, yeah, it fits fine. But it's got great wrist presence. So where are we on the strap? You can see I'm maybe 2 or 3 holes out from the bottom. So you have a lot of growth to go if you want. And it'd probably go down to maybe a 6 1/4 or so inch wrist. Yes, I'm wearing it below the bone. Yes, I know most people don't. Too bad, I do. Doesn't bother me. It's where my watches just fall down. Anyway, I think that's going to wrap it up. Let's finish it. So this has been Mark from LongIslandWatch.com showing you the new Esteem and the new Orient Sun and Moon Petite. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below, and I will be sure to address them as soon as I can. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.